Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought we were gonna do something a little bit different, right? I thought we were gonna do 100 history questions you must know. So it's a quiz, right? Thought it was pretty interesting, right? I mean, I'm no history expert, right? I like history, generally speaking, and some specifically speaking, right? Original videos down below. And comment down below how you did on this quiz. Let's go. Okay. Okay. World history, okay.
Hi and welcome to this history quiz with a difference. There's no questions on dates. Well, maybe one, but that's all.
Okay.
I've set the level of this quiz for the average person to enjoy. So what that means is there's some easy questions and a few that you might find challenging. If you're a history professor, it's not for you. But for everybody else, have fun and here we go.
Okay, let's see.
A significant shift in human history. What's another term for the Neolithic Revolution? The agricultural, industrial or scientific revolution?
It's agricultural revolution. This is easy.
And
yes,
the answer is the agricultural revolution.
Yes. Okay, easy.
Mesopotamia, referred to as the cradle of civilization, was located in the region now known as what? Central America, Central Africa, or the Middle East?
It's the Middle East. This is easy so far.
The correct
Said the
answer
average
here,
person.
the Middle East.
Okay.
The earliest known writing system, developed by the Sumerians, is known as what? Hieroglyphics, cuneiform, or pictographs? And just so you know, the questions are mostly in chronological order.
Uh-oh. Is it hieroglyphics?
Correct answer, cuneiform.
Oh, what? I didn't know that. Okay.
What did the Sumerians use to write on? Paper, papyrus, or clay tablets?
Let's think about this logically. Paper, no. Papyrus, no. It's clay tablets. Clay tablets. Greeks use papyrus, I think.
Clay tablets. The Great Pyramid of Giza is believed to be which pharaoh's tomb? Ramesses II's, Tutankhamun's, or Khufu's?
I think it's Cheops, right? It's Khufu.
And
right?
it's believed to be the tomb of Khufu.
Believed, right, yeah.
Hammurabi's Code is one of the earliest known sets of written laws. Who was Hammurabi? Was he a priest, king, or warrior?
I'm just thinking, yeah, king. Yeah, I think a king. It makes sense.
He was a king.
Okay. Good.
Who was inside the famous Trojan horse? Was it Greek, Trojan, or Persian warriors?
Greek warriors, because the Trojan horse were given to the Trojans by the Greeks.
Was Greek warriors.
Yeah.
According to the legend, ancient Rome was founded by two brothers, Romulus and who?
Remus.
Romus or Augustus?
Remus. So Augustus is a title in Rome.
And the correct answer
Roman
is
Empire.
Romulus and Remus.
Yeah.
Where is considered the birthplace of democracy? Rome, Damascus, or Athens?
It's Athens. Yeah, it's Athens because Athens came before Rome. Chronologically speaking, right? So it's Athens. Okay.
The correct answer there, Athens.
Okay, so one question wrong so far and I didn't even know. I don't know a lot about the Sumerians, right? So, okay.
Whose teachings were recorded by his disciples in a collection known as the Analects? Confucius's, Jesus's, or Buddha's?
I don't think it's Buddha. I don't think it's Jesus. I think it's Confucius. Analects. Yeah, Confucius. Okay.
Which metal?
I don't know that much about Confucianism and or China in general. Right, the East. Might do a lot of videos on that series or something about that. Okay.
Alloy was largely replaced by iron for weapons and tools during the Iron Age. Brass, bronze, or steel?
It's bronze. Yes, bronze.
And the answer, bronze.
Yeah.
The Peloponnesian War, an ancient Greek war, was fought between Athens and who? Sparta, Troy, or Argos?
Sparta. Easy. Look at that picture, dude. Wow. Look at that.
And the answer is Sparta.
Yeah.
Alexander the Great was the king of which ancient kingdom? Egypt, Persia, or Macedonia?
Macedonia. Easy. Although he was arguably king of, he took over Persia as Macedonia, okay, and he became pharaoh of Egypt. Pretty cool.
And he was the king of Macedonia.
Yep.
Who was Alexander the Great's famous teacher, known for his philosophical teachings? Was it Socrates, Aristotle, or Plato?
It's Aristotle. Yeah. He went from Athens to Macedonia teaching.
Aristotle.
Yeah.
The famous Rosetta Stone has a message carved in 3 types of writing: Greek, Demotic, and which other?
Hieroglyphs.
Hebrew, Latin, or hieroglyphics?
The reason you should know this, if you know anything about the Rosetta Stone, is that we cracked sort of how to read hieroglyphics, right? Because it had Greek, Demotic, and hieroglyphics. So, pretty interesting.
And the answer is hieroglyphics.
Yep.
Who was the last pharaoh of Egypt?
Uh-oh.
Was it Ramesses II, Tutankhamun, or Cleopatra?
It's Cleopatra. But I don't understand, why is it just... So, it's Ramses II. How many Tutankhamons were there? 2? 3? I don't know. But how many Cleopatras were there? Like 7 or 9? Or more even. So why is just Cleopatra? It should be Cleopatra and the number she is, right? But okay.
And it was Cleopatra. Who was the first emperor of Rome? Augustus, Nero, or Hadrian?
Yeah, so it's Augustus, right?
And there's a bonus point.
Hadrian built the wall against the Scots and against... He built the walls also against the German tribes on the Rhine.
Who is considered the first pope of the Roman Catholic Church? Is it John, Paul, or Peter?
I think it's Peter, right? No, it's Paul. No, yes, it's Paul.
And the correct answer is Peter.
No, oh yeah, Peter. Oh yeah.
Which
That was bad.
Civilization
That was pretty bad of me. That was bad.
is known for inventing true paper? The Egyptians, Chinese, or Greeks?
Chinese. Yeah, it's Chinese. Because they had like art and stuff before the Greeks, I think. So it's the Chinese.
And that was invented by the Chinese.
Yeah. Invented a lot of things.
The Roman Empire reached its greatest territorial extent under which emperor? Nero, Hadrian, or Trajan?
Yes, Trajan. Yeah, it's Trajan. Yeah,
It was under Trajan.
Yeah.
The Dark Ages began with the fall of which empire? The Persian, Greek, or Roman?
Okay, so this is sort of a trick question. It's Roman Empire, but it's the Eastern, right? Oh no, it's Western. It's the Roman Empire. Yeah.
And that was with the fall of the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
Around 637-38, which army captured the holy city of Jerusalem? The Muslim, Christian, or Jewish?
If they say capture, then I think it's the Christians.
And it was captured by the Muslim army.
Oh no, wait. Oh yeah, Muslim by... Oh yeah.
Which ancient civilization was gunpowder invented? Chinese, Greek, or Roman?
Okay, so for the question I have gone wrong, the Sumerians one, okay, but the other two, that was pretty bad. That was very bad. Okay, this one again, they invented a lot of things, the Chinese, because they had a lot of things, naturally, right? It's the Chinese.
And that, once again, was the Chinese.
Yep.
Name the Norse explorer, who is often credited with being the first European to set foot in North America. Harold Bluetooth, Leif Erikson, or Eric Bloodaxe?
Bluetooth, it's Leif Erikson.
And it was Leif Erikson.
Yep.
The Norman conquest of England took place in which year? 1066, 1099, or 1014?
Yes, 1066.
And I promise this is the only question on dates. The answer is 1066.
Yep. William the Conqueror.
Who was the Norman leader who led the conquest and became the new king of England?
Okay.
Harold Hardrada, Richard the Lionheart, or William the Conqueror?
Yes, William the Conqueror. Harold Hardrada invaded Northumbria, or by York, before William the Conqueror. So Harold Hardrada was defeated by the supposed king of England, right? Harold, I think it was Harold. Yeah, he was defeated by Harold or whatever his name was, and then William the Conqueror came from the south and invaded and got England. Easy.
And it was William the Conqueror.
Yep.
Which university, founded in the 11th century, holds the title of the oldest university in continuous operation in the world? The University of Bologna, Oxford, or York?
Okay, so that doesn't look like any university I've ever seen, so it's
And the correct answer
Bologna.
in my terrible Italian accent is Bologna.
Yeah, because that doesn't look
What
like
was
Oxford.
the objective of the First Crusade? Was it to convert Africans to Christianity, recapture the Holy Lands, or rescue the Vatican from invasion?
One thing though, it's recapture the Holy Lands. The convert Africans to Christianity. Africans were already Christians, not all of them, obviously, but I mean, yeah, that wouldn't make sense. It's recapture the Holy Land, rescue the Vatican from invasion. Nope. Recapture Holy Lands.
And it was to recapture the Holy Lands.
Which went
Which
so
holy
well.
city was the main focus for the Crusaders to recapture from Muslim control? Was it Mecca, Jerusalem, or Medina?
Yeah, Jerusalem. Easy.
And the answer, Jerusalem.
Yep.
Whose birth name was Temujin and established what became the largest land empire in history? Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great, or Cyrus the Great?
Yeah, Temujin is Genghis Khan or Chinggis Khan.
And the correct answer, Genghis Khan.
Yep.
Which is a title granted by the emperor to a military commander or general in ancient Japan? Ronin, samurai, or shogun?
It's Shogun.
And the correct answer, shogun.
Yep.
What is the common name of the Royal Charter of Rights agreed to by King John of England in 1215? Is it the Declaration of England, the Magna Carta, or the Great Constitution?
Yes, Magna Carta. Which
And
means the
answer,
Great
the
Charter.
Magna Carta.
Yeah.
Marco Polo was a Venetian merchant and explorer known for his journeys from Europe to which continent? Africa, Asia, or North America?
Yeah, Asia. He met Genghis Khan.
And the
I
answer
believe.
there is Asia. What was the capital city of the Aztec Empire, known for its grand architecture and intricate canal system? Tenochtitlan, Rio Bec, or Cusco?
This I don't know anything about. I say it's Cusco.
And the correct answer, Tenochtitlan.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Which two countries fought the Hundred Years' War from 1337 to 1453? England and France, Germany and Spain, or Portugal and Italy?
England and France. Easy.
That was between England and France.
France.
The Black Death is believed to have originated where before spreading to Europe? South America, Africa, or Asia?
Easy. Asia. From the steppes, I believe. Russian
It spread
steppes.
from Asia.
Sort of.
Between 1347 and 1351, the Black Death killed approximately what percent of Europe's population? 5 to 10, 30 to 60, or 70 to 90?
30 to 60. Right?
And it wiped out 30 to 60%. Which Italian city is considered the birthplace of the Renaissance? Florence, Rome, or Venice?
Yeah, it's Florence. Easy. Pretty easy questions.
And the correct answer, Florence.
Yeah.
What was
The closer we're coming to this time makes sense.
the capital city of the Inca Empire, renowned for its intricate stonework and terraced architecture? Cusco, Tikal, or Quito?
Okay, this one is Cusco. Right? One of them is Cusco, I think.
And the correct answer is Cusco.
There you go, Inca Empire, okay.
Who was the last Byzantine emperor who died defending Constantinople from the Ottoman Turks? Was it Justinian I, Constantine XI, or Theo I?
It's Constantine the 11th. Very epically saying, I think he's supposed to said, I'm not gonna die in this castle, and he rode out and died in battle. He said something of this sort of, I'm not gonna die here, I'm gonna die in the battle, or something like that. Pretty
And
epic.
it was Constantine XI.
Yep.
In 1492, Columbus set sail from Spain on his first voyage to find a new route to where? Asia, South America, or Southern Africa?
To Asia. To Southern
And he was
Africa doesn't
looking
make
for
sense.
a new route to Asia.
Yeah.
Columbus's voyage was sponsored by which monarchs of Spain? Ferdinand and Isabella, Henry and Anne, or Carlos and Marie?
Ferdinand and Isabella. Pretty simple.
And it was Ferdinand and Isabella.
Yeah.
Columbus's fleet consisted of 3 ships, the Nina, Pinta, and which other? The Santa Susana, Maria, or Clara?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know this, but I would hope Santa Maria,
It was
I think.
the Santa Maria.
Okay, makes sense.
Columbus encountered land on October the 12th, 1492, in the present-day Bahamas. What did he name the island? Hispaniola, Nassau, or San Salvador?
San Salvador. It's not Hispaniola.
And
Yeah.
he named it San Salvador.
Yeah.
Which of these is not a crop that was brought to Europe from the New World? Maize, potatoes, or apples?
Apples. Easy. I mean, think about this. Think about in Europe, Asia, and Africa, in the old world, there weren't any potatoes. We have had potatoes. How long have we had potatoes in Europe, Africa, Asia? Like 700 years? 750 years maybe, or something like that, right? And the rest of thousands of years we haven't had potatoes. That's just mind-blowing. Amazing.
The answer is apples. When Portugal and Spain started forming colonies in the New World, they initially forced whom to work on their plantations? Indigenous people, European prisoners, or French peasants?
It would be indigenous people.
And they used indigenous people. Which European nation started the transatlantic slave trade in the early 16th century? Was it Spain, Portugal, or England?
I would say Portugal.
Yep.
Dude, why was he talking? I would say Portugal because of the basis of... Because the transatlantic slave trade was 3 things that were sold or bought, right? Slaves, sugar, and gold, right? It was 3 things. They moved the sugar trade from Portugal's colony, Brazil, to the Caribbean. And then it started there, right? So it should be Portugal, right?
The others later became involved with it too, but it was started by Portugal.
Yeah. Okay.
Over more than 300 years, approximately how many enslaved Africans were transported across the Atlantic? 1 million, 5 million, or 12 million?
5 million, I think.
By all the nations that were involved in it, the answer is over 12 million.
Oh, okay.
Between 1508 and 1512, the Sistine Chapel ceiling was painted by which artist? Raphael, Michelangelo, or Leonardo da Vinci?
Michelangelo.
And that was by Michelangelo.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's I don't know if it's... I think there's pictures of Michelangelo's, like, what's it called? Like, I don't know what's it called? Like, how he got up to the ceiling, right? It's made of wood, right? I think there's like an image or something of what he used to lay on. He laid on his back to paint, right? I don't know how you do that to then see what you have painted, right? It's just amazing.
In 1517, who is said to have nailed a copy of his 95 Theses to the door of a church in Germany? Nicolaus Copernicus, Martin Luther, or Leonardo da Vinci?
It's Martin Luther.
And that was Martin Luther.
Yep.
Who is famous for leading the first expedition to circumnavigate the globe in 1519 to 22? Ferdinand Magellan, Christopher Columbus, or James Cook?
Magellan.
Who died on the journey from a poisoned arrow?
Exactly.
The answer is Ferdinand Magellan.
Yep.
Name the Spanish conquistador who is best remembered for capturing the Aztec capital. Was it Hernán Cortés, Juan Carlos, or Miguel de Cervantes?
It's Hernán Cortés.
And the answer is Hernán Cortés. Which Polish astronomer proposed the heliocentric model of the solar system, challenging the geocentric view? Johannes Kepler, Galileo Galilei, or Nicolaus Copernicus?
I say Copernicus.
And it was Nicolaus Copernicus.
Yeah, because the other two, I mean, Galileo Galilei, he's not Polish, and the other guy doesn't sound Polish, whatever.
What is Queen Elizabeth I's father's name? He was known for his 6 marriages.
Yeah.
Was it King Henry VII, Edward VI, or Henry VIII?
Henry VIII. Henry VII is his father.
And he is King Henry VIII.
Yeah.
The modern Gregorian calendar was introduced to replace which earlier calendar system? The Julian, Islamic or Mayan?
Is the Julian calendar, which was introduced by Julius Caesar.
And it replaced the Julian calendar.
Yeah.
Name the settlement established in 1607 that became the first permanent English settlement in North America. Was it Plymouth, Jamestown or Rochester?
Jamestown, yeah.
And it was Jamestown. In 1610, one of Galileo's major discoveries was his observation of 4 moons orbiting which planet? Jupiter, Mars or Saturn?
I believe it's Jupiter, right?
And
Yeah,
the
it's
answer
Jupiter.
is Jupiter.
Yep.
Who led the parliamentary forces in the English Civil Wars and became Lord Protector of England in 1653? Was it Charles I, Oliver Cromwell or Richard III?
I mean, he basically became a monarch himself, right? Like Napoleon fought against all the monarchs of Europe and in France, and then became himself a monarch and played the monarch game. It's Oliver Cromwell, right? Executed Charles I, and Richard III died on Bosworth Field, right?
And that was Oliver Cromwell. Whose groundbreaking work introduced his laws of motion and the laws of universal gravitation in 1687? Alessandro Volta, Michael Faraday or Isaac Newton?
Isaac Newton, Sir Isaac Newton.
And that's Isaac Newton.
Yeah.
Which country is considered the birthplace of the Industrial Revolution? The United Kingdom, Germany or France?
United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland at that time.
And the answer, the United Kingdom. The use of which new energy source played a crucial role in driving machinery during the Industrial Revolution? Electrical, wind or steam power?
Steam power. Steam engines. Yeah.
And that was steam power.
Easy.
What was the primary reason for the 1773 Boston Tea Party? Was it a protest against taxes, slavery or working conditions?
Against taxes. Or representation of
Protest
taxes.
against taxes.
Yep.
Who was appointed the Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army during the American Revolution? Was it Benjamin Franklin, George Washington or John Adams?
It's George Washington. I believe John Adams pushed George Washington in that position.
George Washington.
Yep.
In 1776, how many American colonies declared their independence from Great Britain? 11, 12 or 13?
Easy. 13. The
And
stripes
if you're
on the
from
American
States,
flag.
you should definitely know these. The answer is 13.
Exactly.
In 1776, Dr. Edward Jenner created the world's first successful vaccine. What was it for? Polio, measles or smallpox?
I think it was smallpox, and I don't know if it's this guy, but it was another doctor that tried to treat, maybe successfully treated John Adams, I don't know, wife and daughter or something, I don't know, something like that.
And it was for smallpox.
Yeah.
Who surrendered to George Washington, effectively ending the American Revolutionary War? Was it General Cornwallis, Clinton or Gage?
Uh-oh. It's Cornwallis.
And it was General Cornwallis.
Yeah.
What was stormed by protesters in 1789, marking the start of the French Revolution? The Notre Dame Cathedral, the Bastille or the Palace of Versailles?
Yes, the Bastille.
And the answer, the Bastille.
I mean, they also stormed Versailles, but that wasn't the start of the revolution.
Who was the last Queen of France before the French Revolution? Was it Marie Antoinette, Anne of Brittany or Isabella of France?
Marie Antoinette. That's pretty simple.
And the answer is Marie Antoinette.
Yeah.
A rebellion by slaves resulted in the establishment of which independent Caribbean country in 1804? Jamaica, Barbados or Haiti?
It's Haiti.
And the correct answer is Haiti.
Yeah.
In 1804, who was crowned Emperor of the French? Napoleon Bonaparte, Louis XVI or Francis I?
Is Napoleon Bonaparte, and he's crowning himself and not be crowned by the Pope. You see the Pope sitting back there? No, where is he sitting? next to him there, right? And his queen is there. Napoleon is putting the crown on his own head. Pretty good.
Correct answer, Napoleon Bonaparte. In 1805, the British Royal Navy, under Nelson, defeated the French and Spanish navies at which famous battle? Waterloo, Trafalgar, or Gravelines?
Trafalgar. And Nelson died during the battle. You can see the image here. He has his right arm in a pocket because he lost his arm, sort of, most of his arm, or a hand at least, right? It's Trafalgar.
And the correct answer, the Battle of Trafalgar. Who was nicknamed the Liberator for helping nations become independent from Spain? Simon Bolivar, Augusto Pinochet, or Che Guevara?
Yeah, Simon Bolivar.
And it was Simon Bolivar.
Simon?
Who led the British force to defeat Napoleon at Waterloo in 1815? Was it Horatio Nelson, James Cook, or the Duke of Wellington?
Okay, so Horatio Nelson, we talked about, he died during Trafalgar. James Cook was an explorer. I think he, for the Brits, discovered New Zealand and Australia. Duke of Wellington. Right, it's Duke of Wellington. We've seen it in the series.
Duke of Wellington.
Yep.
Which battle, fought in 1863, is often considered the turning point in the American Civil War? The Battle of Bull Run, Gettysburg, or Vicksburg?
I don't know a lot about the American Civil War. One thing that I do know is that Gettysburg and Vicksburg happened, I think Vicksburg happened the day after Gettysburg or at the same day, I don't remember. But the actual turning point, I know what he's looking for. He's looking for Gettysburg. But Vicksburg is more of a turning point because that made it possible for General Grant to divide from Texas to west and to the east, right? He sort of divided the Confederacy, right? By taking Vicksburg. But he's looking for Gettysburg, but it's Vicksburg. But okay.
And the correct answer is the Battle of Gettysburg.
Because Lee couldn't... Okay, let's say Lee won Gettysburg. Would he just take Washington and that would be it? No, it would have been more battles. Yeah.
Who did Robert E. Lee surrender to on April the 9th, 1865, effectively ending the American Civil War? Ulysses S. Grant, Abraham Lincoln, or Joseph Hooker?
Yes, U.S. Grant. Effectively ending.
To Ulysses S. Grant.
Yeah.
In 1893, who became the first self-governing country to allow all adult women to vote? The United States, Canada, or New Zealand?
Yeah, I think it's New Zealand.
And that was New Zealand. Who discovered and named X-rays in 1895? Was it Tesla, Röntgen, or Edison?
Yeah, it's Röntgen. I think in German, that's literally what that means, right? X-ray is Röntgen in like German or something, right? Literally means that.
The correct answer is Röntgen.
Yeah.
Who is credited with sending and receiving the first transatlantic radio signal in 1901? Was it Marconi, Tesla, or Edison?
Marconi, right?
That was Marconi.
Yeah.
What was the approximate duration of the Wright brothers' first successful flight in 1903? Was it 12 seconds, 90 seconds, or 3 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, this is just, I guess, 12 seconds.
And it was just 12 seconds.
Yeah. I mean,
Archduke Franz...
I would guess they didn't just have one successful flight, and I guess they didn't, right? Like, why would they just leave? Oh, we did it 12 seconds. Oh, no, let's go. They probably did more after that.
Ferdinand was assassinated in which city, sparking the events that started World War I? Berlin, Paris, or Sarajevo?
Yeah, it's Sarajevo.
And that was
in Bosnia.
Sarajevo.
Yeah.
When in 1914 was there an unofficial and impromptu ceasefire to the war on the Western Front? At Easter, Christmas, or New Year's Day?
It's Christmas truce, 1914.
And that happened at Christmas.
But it was only in some places on the Western Front, right? So, yeah.
Who led the Bolsheviks in the Russian Revolution of 1917? Was it Joseph Stalin, Grigory Rasputin, or Vladimir Lenin?
Yes, Vladimir Lenin. Rasputin, I think, was already dead.
And it was Vladimir Lenin. Name the peace treaty signed in 1919 by Germany and the Allied nations, formally ending World War I. Was it the Treaty of Berlin, Versailles, or London?
It's Treaty of Versailles.
And it was the Treaty of Versailles.
Effectively starting World War II, sort of, right? Or put the ball in motion.
What was the common name given to the 1918-20 flu pandemic that killed an estimated 50 million people? Was it the Spanish, Asian, or Hong Kong flu?
Yeah, it's the Spanish flu. And the reason why it's called Spanish flu is because Spain didn't have censorship in press, right? They have press freedom, at least more than the fighting nations. And people speculate that that it came from China, but it came from Chinese laborers who came to America to be in camps to then be shipped off to the Western Front, right? We can speculate, but okay. Spanish flu. It was called that.
And it was the Spanish flu.
Still called that, but okay.
What event in October 1929 is often considered the starting point of the Great Depression? The St. Valentine's Day Massacre, Wall Street Crash, or Polish-Soviet War?
Yeah, so it's the Wall Street crash, but it's not considered starting point of the Great Depression. That doesn't make sense. There was already economic hardship before the Wall Street crash, right? So, but okay.
And it was the Wall Street crash.
Black
World War
Sunday
II
or
began
something?
in 1939 when Germany invaded Poland, prompting Britain and who else to declare war on Germany? France, the United States, or Soviet Union?
So, it's France. Soviet Union were already at war against the Poles, right? Because Germany invaded Poland and the Soviet Union invaded Poland. Germany from the west, Soviet Union from the east. Right?
And it was France. Which event on December the 7th, 1941 led to the United States entering World War II? The D-Day landings, the attack on Pearl Harbor, or the Battle of Stalingrad?
Yeah, attack on Pearl Harbor.
And it was the attack on Pearl Harbor.
Yep.
Name the top secret World War II government program that produced nuclear weapons. Was it the Area 51 project, the Manhattan Project, or the Gemini program?
It's the Manhattan Project.
And it was the Manhattan Project. What were the names of the 2 atomic bombs dropped on Japan in 1945? Little Boy and Fat Man, Trinity and Alamos, or Alpha and Omega?
It's Little Boy and Fat Man. Very devastating.
And it was Little Boy and Fat Man.
Yeah.
After World War II, where were the war crimes trials held for the Nazi Germany leaders? Berlin, Paris, or Nuremberg?
It's Nuremberg, but that's not the only place they had trials against Nazi Germany, right? Or leaders or whatever, right? There was other trials in Germany and outside, and I think there were also trials against the Japanese as well, against the war crimes against Chinese and Allied troops and civilians.
And they were held in Nuremberg.
Yeah.
Name the African American who was arrested in December 1955 for refusing to give up a bus seat to a white passenger. Was it Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, or Rosa Parks?
It's Rosa Parks.
And it was Rosa Parks. In which spacecraft did Yuri Gagarin complete his historic orbit around the Earth on April the 12th, 1961? Luna 1, Vostok 1, or Mir 1?
I think it's Vostok 1.
And that was in Vostok 1.
Yeah.
What 1962 event brought the United States and the Soviet Union to the brink of nuclear war? The Cuban Missile Crisis, the Berlin Blockade, or the Warsaw Pact?
It's a Cuban Missile Crisis.
And that was the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Yeah, easy.
In which US city did the assassination of President Kennedy occur on November the 22nd, 1963? New York City, Washington DC, or Dallas?
Sadly, in Dallas.
And it was in Dallas. The Apollo 11 module landed on the moon on July the 20th, 1969. Where did they touch down? The Ocean of Storms, Sea of Tranquility, or Sea of Clouds?
I think it was Sea of Tranquility.
The correct answer here, the Sea of Tranquility.
Yeah.
The fall of which city in 1975 marked the end of the Vietnam War? Hanoi, Nha Trang, or Saigon?
Ooh, this I don't know. Saigon?
And the answer, Saigon.
Yeah.
In which country are the killing fields where the Khmer Rouge regime committed genocide in the 70s? Thailand, Vietnam, or Cambodia?
I think it's Cambodia.
And they are in Cambodia.
Yeah. Sadly.
Who invented the World Wide Web in 1989? Was it Tim Berners-Lee, Bill Gates, or Paul Allen?
It's Tim Lee. Tim Berners-Lee.
And it was Tim Berners-Lee.
I mean, if you just go and ask people who use the World Wide Web, which is probably everybody who uses internet, right? Who invented it? No one would know. Just a small few people who maybe looked it up knows, right? Otherwise, no one knows.
What event in November 1989 marked the symbolic end of the Cold War? Soviet withdrawal from Afghanistan, the fall of the Berlin Wall, or Ronald Reagan's speech in Berlin?
It's the
And it was
fall of
the
Berlin.
fall of the Berlin Wall.
Yeah, Berlin Wall.
In February 1990, Nelson Mandela was released after spending how many years in prison? 5, 16, or 27?
27, I believe.
And the answer is 27.
Alright, that was pretty simple, but he said it was not for historians, but for average people who likes history, sort of, right? That was pretty simple. I had some few incorrect answers, but, you know, probably 90% correct. That's pretty good. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!